All right, we'll take a look at writing linear, quadratic, and exponential functions given a table. This is in your notebook under coordinate pair or table, and it looks like there are three options. So this is linear, exponential, or quadratic, and it looks like what you have to do every single time is find out what the constant change is, or what the first difference is for linear, and you just plug it into the equation. You also need your constant and your y-intercept. Same thing for exponential. You're going to need your constant because you need that in your formula, and a is always going to be your y-intercept, which is where x starts at 0. Same thing for quadratic. You need your second difference, and the way IXL is going to sort it out, that's all you're going to need is you're going to need your second difference, and you're just going to divide it by 2, and that's it. Okay, so that's the notebook under coordinate pair or table. So let's take a look at this. First, you need to know which one of these is it before we can do it. So you look at the second number. I always check if it's exponential first. So I'm going to divide. So I check the first number, which is the second number divided by the first number. So negative 15 divided by negative 5 is 3. So what I'm saying is if I multiply it by 3, I'll get this number. So let's see. If I do negative 15 times 3, do I get, yes, I get 45. Times 3, I should get, yep, I do. Times 3, yes, I do. So what I am doing every single time is I am multiplying by 3. Now, multiplying by 3, is that linear, exponential, or quadratic? Exponential, constant ratio, a constant y ratio, multiplication. So what you do is you write down the formula, which is y equals, and since my marker doesn't seem to be working, I guess I'm doing it on paper, which is y equals a b x. A is where you start off with, where x is equal to 0, or your y-intercept. B is your ratio, and x is time. So that's all the information you need. So where x is equal to 0 is negative 5, so this is y equals negative 5. B is how it's changing every time, and that was multiplying by 3, and x is x. Now, so that you don't get it wrong, all you have to do is take your calculator, go y equals, okay, type this in, negative 5, parentheses, 3 raised to the power of x. And then you're going to hit second table. You want to check that the table is exactly the same. So 0, negative 5. Then it goes negative 15, negative 45, negative 135, negative 405. And this way, you don't have to get any question wrong. So you can check it before you actually have to press enter. So 3. All right, so I'll explain the first few, and then after that, I'm just going to do it faster because then this will be a lot of explaining on this IXL. All right, so again, I'm going to check if it's exponential. You just do second quit. Second exponential, second number divided by the first number is that. Then I multiply every time to see if I get the next number. So starting off at 250, if I multiply by that, do I get 360? I don't. I get 390. So it's not exponential. So now I'm going to check if it's linear. If it's linear, it's just subtracting the second number, subtract the first number. And what I'm saying is I'm going to add 90 every time to get the number. So let's see. So 250 plus 90, is it going to give me my next one? No, it doesn't, because plus 90 is 340. So this must mean that it is a quadratic. Okay, now for that to happen, I actually have to write these down. All right, so 250 minus 160 was 90, was adding 90. Then you do 360 minus 250, that's what, 150? 360 minus 250. Oh, what am I doing? 360 minus 250 is 110. 490 minus 360 is 130. 640 minus 490 is 150. Okay, linear would have been all of these are the same. For it to be quadratic, so this is called the first difference. For it to be quadratic, the second difference is the same. second difference. So now we check that. So 110 minus 90. 110, because you just do it twice. 110 minus 90 is 20. So now I'm going to check. If I add 20 every time, do I get the next number? So 110 plus 20, does that give me the next number? Yes. Plus another 20, does that give me the next number? Yes. So what we're doing every time is we are adding 20. Okay? So the equation for this, so this is quadratic. The equation for this is right here. Okay, so it's y equals ax squared. Now, for quadratic, the formula is actually longer. It's ax squared plus bx plus c. But IXL is, because you don't have to know this in Algebra 1, IXL is only going to make sure that that's 0 and that's 0. That way, that's why they only give you this part of the formula, because the only questions they're going to give you is this. Then they're going to make sure that b and c are 0. So you don't actually have to calculate b and c. So all you have to do is plug this in. To get a, it's going to be your second difference divided by 2. Your second difference divided by 2. So what's my second difference in this question? It's 20 divided by 2 is what? 10. So 10x squared. So y equals 10x squared. And again, you don't have to believe that. You can check it. Okay, so once you get your answer, just check it. Go y equals 10x, oh, clear what you had, 10x squared. And then go second table. And then compare your table. Your table starts at 4, so go start at 4. Then look at that number, 160. Then it goes 250, 360, 490, 640. So I am correct. I can press enter. Okay. All right, next question. Again, first thing I'm going to check is if it is exponential by dividing. So 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. So multiply everything by 0.6, see if I get the next number. So 3 times 0.6 is 1.8. So that's not true. It's not exponential. So I'm going to check to see if it's linear. Linear is subtracting. So 3 minus 5 is minus 2. So I'm saying I'm going to subtract 2 every time and see if that works. So I start with 3 minus 2. Does that give me 1? Yes, minus 2. Does that give me negative 1? Yes, minus 2. Yes. So this is a linear, and it's changing by minus 2 every time. Well, linear says y equals mx plus b. M is how it changes, so it's minus 2x, and then b is where it intercepts the y-axis, where x is equal to 0. So where's x equal to 0? Right here, so it's minus 1. Again, all you have to do to check it is go y equals, type it in, negative 2x minus 1, hit second table. Then you're going to start from negative 3, so I'm just doing my up arrow to negative 3. It's 5, 3, 1, negative 1, negative 3, so I'm right. All right, again, I can already see these are changing by 2. Okay, so I'm not going to check exponential because you start to see the pattern. So negative 17 minus negative 19, it's changing by 2 every time. So I'm going to add 2 to every number and get the next number. So I'm going to check that. Negative 17 plus 2, is that going to give me negative 15? Yes. Plus 2, is that going to give me negative 13? Yes. Plus 2, is that going to give me negative 11? Yes. So what's that? It's my first difference is always plus 2, so that means it's linear. So it's going to be this one right here. This is how it's changing. So what was I doing? Plus 2, so 2x. And this is where it's equal to 0. Now notice, there is no 0 here. So that means I have to go until it's 0. So meaning I have to finish this table. So I had x and then I had y, right? The smallest number here was negative 4. So it's going to go negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and then 0. So negative 4 was what? Negative 11. And then what was I doing every time? Adding 2. So that's all I have to do. So I start at negative 11 plus 2. That will give me negative 9 plus 2. That will give me negative 7 plus 2. That will give me negative 5 plus 2. That will give me negative 3. So at the y-intercept, where x is equal to 0, it's negative 3. So 2x minus 3. And again, check it. Y equals 2x minus 3. Then hit second table. And then check your table. It starts at negative 8, so scroll up to negative 8. go across, negative 19, then negative 17, negative 15, negative 13, negative 11. Okay, so that one is right. Terrific. All right. Looking at it, I can't see like something I'm adding real quick, so I'm going to check if it's exponential. Second number divided by the first number. Okay, then I take 144 times that number. So if I just do times 144, do I get 100? Nope, I get 105. So it's not exponential. So I'm going to check it's linear. So I'm going to subtract 144 minus 196, negative 52. So if I did 144 minus 52, do I get this one? No, I don't. So this means it's quadratic, which means I have to make a table. So I'm going to go ahead and make a table. And I'm just going to do it on the side here because I'm being a little bit lazy. Okay, so 144, we did 144 minus 96 was minus 52. So it's minus 52. And then we're going to do 100 minus 144. It's going to be minus 44. Then 64 minus 100. It's going to be minus 36. Then 36 minus 64, it's going to be minus 28. Okay, so this is the first difference. Now I'm going to find the second difference. If the second difference is the same, it's quadratic. So negative 44 minus negative 52, positive 8. So I'm going to check if I add 8 to every number, does it give me the next one? So started at negative 44 plus 8, negative 36, yes, plus 8, negative 28, yes. So the second difference is plus 8 each time. Okay, now that's going to be quadratic. And the way you remember this, linear is the power of 1, quadratic is the power of 2, cubic would be the power of 3, but exponential is the power of x. So y equals a, which again, remember, is the second difference, whatever that is, divided by 2. So it's going to be 4. So that's going to be 4x squared. And again, before I press enter, I'm going to look at it. So 4x squared. Hit second table. Starts at negative 7. That's 196, then 144, then 100, then 64, then 36. So I know that that's right. Okay, now I'm not going to check for everyone because I'm going to make sure that I am right. Or if I get it wrong, I don't mind making up the points. Looks like it's exponential, and you'll begin to see this as you do it. If I do 15 divided by 5, multiplying by 3. So 15 times 3, will that give me 45? Yes. Times 3, will that give me? Yes. Times 3, yes. So I'm multiplying by 3, so it's exponential. I'm multiplying by 3. So exponential, that's the formula for it. A is where you add 0, right? So I'm at 0 right there. So my y is 5. Then parentheses. How am I changing every time? I'm multiplying by 3 to the power of x. And I'm not going to check it because I know I'm right. Oh, I don't mind getting it wrong. Let me put it that way. All right, check if it's exponential. Negative 72 divided by negative 50. Then if I multiply everything by 1.44, do I get the next number? So that times negative 72, will that give me negative 98? No. So it's not exponential. I'm going to check if it's linear. So negative 72 minus 50. Ooh, minus negative 50. I'm tripping. Negative 22. So if I add negative 22, is it going to give me the next number? So negative 72 minus 22, is that going to give me? Nope. So this is, again, quadratic. So because it's quadratic, I know I need the second difference. So that first one was negative 22. Then the next one is going to be negative 98 minus negative 72, negative 26. And then negative 128 minus negative 98, that's going to be negative 30. And then I'm going to check these. So negative 26 minus negative 22 is negative 4. All right, so then negative 26 minus 4 equals negative 30, so that works. All right, so my second difference, once again, my second difference is negative 4. To get a, I have to divide it by 2, so that's going to give me negative 2. So it's going to be y equals negative 2x squared. All right. Looks like I'm multiplying by 2. 4 times 2 is 8 times 2, yeah. And you can, again, you can check it like I've been checking, but I'm going to do it a little bit faster because I want to see if the question changes. So I'm multiplying by 2 to get the next number every time. 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 times 2, so forth. So I know it's exponential, where a is equal to, where x is equal to 0, which is right there, is going to be 4. And then b is how I'm multiplying it by, and what is I multiplying it by? 2 again. And then raise to the power of x, so raise to the power of x. All right, so again, second number, divide by first is multiplying by 3. So if I do 4.92 times 3, do I get the next one? I do. Times 3, do I get the next one? Yes, times 3, I get the next one. So this is exponential. So it's going to be y equals, and then a, which is when x is equal to 0, the y-intercept. So when x is equal to 0, it's 4.92, so 4.92. Open and close parentheses. Inside that is how is it changing? What was I doing to each one? I was multiplying by 3, and then it's raised to the power of x. Now, I'm going to check this one because now it's decimals, but same idea. 4.92, open parentheses, 3, close parentheses, raised to the x power. Second table, you want to start at negative 1, so I'm going to scroll down to negative 1. And it's 164, then 492, then 14.76, then 4.28. So that's fine. So I'm right. So press enter. All right, we're just going to repeat this process. Doesn't matter if it's decimals. All right. First number, so I can quit. Second number, I'm sorry, divided by first number. And then I'm going to multiply each number by that. So I'm going to do 175 times that. Do I get 112? I don't, so it's not that. So let me check if it's linear. So I'm going to subtract 175 minus 252. It's negative 77. So if I do 175 minus 77, do I get 112? I don't, so it is quadratic, which means I need to write it down. So when I did this one, I got what? Minus 77. Then this one is going to be 112 minus 175. It's going to be negative 63. Then this one is going to be 63 minus 112. It's going to be negative 49. And then this one's going to be 28 minus 63, which is negative 35. And then that's the first difference. Now I'm going to do the second difference. So I'll do it again. So negative 63 minus negative 77, which is 14. And what I'm saying is adding 14 each time gives me the next number. So 63 plus 14 should give me negative 49. Plus 14 should give me negative 35. So that works. My second difference is negative 14. So to find A, it's this divided by 2 is going to give me A. So that means it's going to be 7. So y equals 7x squared. Check it if you don't want to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure of my stuff. All right. Looks like 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Yeah, this is multiplying by 2, so it's exponential. So it's going to be y equals A. A is where it crosses where x is equal to 0. Now look, x isn't equal. There's no x equals 0 there. So sometimes you might have to extend the table. So I'm just going to copy this table down real quick so I can show you. So I know that from here to here, I'm just multiplying by 2, right? So if I wanted to find where x is equal to 0, because I need where it crosses the y-axis, how do I go from 8 to 4? Instead of multiplying by 2, because I'm going backwards, I'm going to divide by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. So 4 divided by 2 is going to give me whatever should be here. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that means my A is 2, where my y-intercept, where x is equal to 0. So that's going to be 2. And then So that's my A, X. Oh, what am I doing? I'm tripping. Then my B is going to be how am I changing each time? How am I going from one number to the next? I was multiplying by 2. 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is, so that's going to be 2. And then raised to the power of x. Now with these ones, because the intercept is not already done for you, you might want to just double check to make sure that you added or subtracted or divided or multiplied correctly. So y equals 2 parentheses 2 raised to the x power. Second table, and you're starting at 1, so go down to 1, should go 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So I know that I'm right. All right, another decimal problem. So again, I'm going to start off checking exponential. Second quit. 2.72 divided by 1.36. 2. So if I multiply 2.72 times 2, do I get the next number? Yes, times 2. Yes, times 2. Yes, okay, so this is exponential times 2. Okay, so exponential. So it's going to be A, my y-intercept, where x equals 0, so it's 2.72. Then parentheses. B, how am I changing every time? I'm multiplying it by 2. And then raised to the power of x. And you can check it, but I'm not checking this one. All right, another one. Again, negative 88.92 divided by negative 121.03. Okay, so it's probably not exponential, but I'm just going to check. So when I say it's being multiplied by this number every time, so negative 88.92 times this number, second answer. That's not true. So it's not exponential, so I'm going to check if it's linear. So negative 88.92 minus negative 121.03 is, oh, what did I do to negative 88? Oh, why did I keep putting minus? Okay, there it is. It's 32.11. So if I did negative 88.92 plus 32.11, do I get the next number? No. So this is quadratic. Quadratic with decimals, fun. All right, so that first change was what? 32.11. The next one is going to be negative 61.75. Lord. Minus negative 88.92. So that's going to be plus 27.17. Next one is going to be negative 39.52 minus negative 61.75. What did I do? Negative 39.52 minus that minus, I'm tripping. It's supposed to be minus negative 61. And the only reason I noticed something is because it was so different from the rest of these. 22.23, so forth. So now I find this second difference. 27.17 minus 32.11 is negative 4.94. And so if I take 27.17 minus the 4.94, Lord, 0.94, I should get 22.2. Oh, wait, I don't get 2.3 though. Okay, I'm gonna put it in as quadratic and then check my y equals, because it's off a number, but that means they might have rounded. So remember, it's gonna be, to find A, you're gonna take your second difference divided by 2. So negative 4.94 divided by 2 is that. So it's going to be y equals negative 2.47 x squared. Put that in the calculator, because I don't know what's going on right now. Negative 2.47 x squared. And you go ahead, second table, and they start at negative 7. Oh, so I need to go up, negative 7. All right. I mean, it looks the same. The only difference is this one at the top. So I think that, oh, it's not even different. Sorry, I wasn't looking there. So it is this. So it is this. It might be a rounded issue or something. So I'm fine with that. So it does come in handy to check I'm sure I made like a small mistake somewhere, but because it works out, I'm not going to go back and try to figure out where it was. I might have added or subtracted wrong somewhere. Perfect. All right, so second divided by first. 140.96 divided by 79.29. All right, so times, let's see if I did 140.96 times that, because that's my difference, am I going to get that? No, so it's not exponential, so I'm going to check if it's linear. 140.96 minus 79.29. All right, so I'm saying it's changing by 61.67. So if I start with 140.96 and I added 61.67, do I get to 20 point? I don't, so this is going to be a quadratic one again. And be careful with the quadratic because you have to do it twice. All right, so this one gave me 61.67. Now I'm going to check this one. 220.25 minus 140.96. 79.29. And then 317.16 minus 220.25. 96.91. All right, let me check the second difference. So 79.29 minus 61.67, 17.62. 96.91 minus 79.29, 17.62. Okay, so to find A, you divide that by 2, because y equals ax squared, and that's that. So that's going to be that divided by 2 is 8.81. So I'm going to get 8.81. And I'm gonna have faith that I am right, because I am trying to get to 90 real quick. All right, so I'm right. All right, again, check division. So 14 divided by, if it's exponential, it's times 4. So good. Let's do. Well, that's not gonna work because 14 times 4 is not gonna be 31. 14 divided by 3.5. Okay, so times 4. So 14 times 4. It's 56, so it's not exponential. Let's check if it's linear. 14 minus 3.5 is 10.5. So if we add 10.5 to 14, nope. So this is also, man, they're giving me a lot of second differences of quadratics. All right, so that first one was 10.5. Then 31.5 minus 14, 17.5. Then 56 minus 31.5, 24.5. Okay, let's do second difference. 17.5 minus 10.5, 7. So 17.5 plus 7 should give me, yes it does. So second difference is 7. Divide that by 2 is going to give me A, so y is equal to 3.5x squared, because that's quadratic. And you can check it, but I'm stepping out here in faith. All right, 83. I'm getting close. All right, check exponential by dividing. So second number divided by the first number. It's probably not going to work. So times this number, 7.71, should give me the next one. No, it doesn't. So it's not that. Let me check linear by subtracting. So 7.71 minus 9.08 is that. So if I subtract that from that, will I get the next number? 0.71 minus 1.37. I do. So this one is linear. So let me do it again. That minus this. Do I get the next number? I do. Check it one more time. Minus the 1.37. Yes. Okay, so this one is linear. So it's going to be y equals mx plus b. So y equals m, the change, which is what we're subtracting. Negative 1.37 x. And then plus b is where it's 0. But it's not 0 here, which means I need to continue the table, because plus b is where the y-intercept, and that's where x is equal to 0. So I need to continue the table. So it starts off negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and then 0. Okay, so negative 3 is 3.6. Then what was I doing every time? Subtracting 1.37. So subtract 1.37. That's going to give me 2.23. Subtract 1.37. 0.86. Subtract 1.37. Negative 0.51. So that's my B. So it's going to be negative 0.51. Now, I'm going to check this because this one is a little complicated. So y equals negative 1.37 x minus 0.51. Second table. And we're starting at negative 7, 9.08, 7.71, 6.34, 4.97, 3.6. So I'm good. All right, don't be afraid of fractions. They're the exact same thing. So quit. All right, so first I'm going to check if it's exponential. So just remember the fractions always go in what? Parentheses. So negative 63 divided by 5. And then we're going to divide that by negative 53 over 5 to check if it's exponential. So this is what we're multiplying by. So when you multiply this fraction by this, we should get the next one. So let's say that times. And again, anytime you have fractions, you just put it in parentheses. That's all you have to do. And then because this is a decimal, you're going to press math, enter, enter. And does it give me that? No. So it's not exponential. So now we're going to check if it's linear. So again, the same thing. So negative. Again, because it's fraction, it should be in what? Parentheses. Negative 63 over 5 minus this one in parentheses, negative 53 over 5. And you get negative 2. So if I keep subtracting 2, do I get the next one? So let's start at this one in parentheses, minus 2. Do I get the next one? So again, to get a fraction, you're going to press math, enter, enter. Yay, I get the same one. So minus 2, math, enter, enter. Yes, minus 2, math, enter, enter. Good, so I'm subtracting 2 every time, so it's linear, okay? So because it's linear, you know y equals mx plus b. This is how it's changing. This is where x is equal to 0. So y equals how it's changing, minus 2 every time, x. And then where is it equal to 0? Oh, I need to extend my table. All right, so I need to get it to 0, so it's going to go what? 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. Okay, but for 5, it's negative 53 over 5, negative 63 over 5. And what are we doing every time? Subtracting 2. This number minus this gives me this. But if I want to go up, I go this opposite gives me that. So negative 63, I'm just going to show you real quick. All right, negative 60, again in parentheses, negative 63 over 5 plus 2 should give me this number. Math, enter, enter, and you see it does. Okay, so we're just going to keep adding 2. So the next number, add 2. So that's this one. Okay, so that's that one. I'm not going to write it down every time. Plus 2 is going to give me this one. Plus 2 is going to give me this one. I'm just ticking to make sure I keep track. Plus 2 is going to give me this one. One more. Plus 2 is going to give me this one. So negative 3 over 5. Now, I'm definitely going to check this one because you see I'm not writing them down, right? So negative 3 over 5 is my B. So minus fraction 3 over 5. I'm going to check that. So y equals negative 2x minus, anytime you have fractions, make sure it's in parentheses, 3 over 5. Second table. And you want to start at 5, so come down to 5. 5. 10.6. Oh, it's in decimals. All right, I guess with this one, you're going to have to write it down. If you want to, I mean, I'm going to press enter, but I'll just show you. So negative, it goes negative 10.6 is this one. Then it goes negative 12.6. Then it goes negative 14.6, then it goes negative 16.6. And all you have to do is actually just do it. So is second quit, Negative 53 divided by 5, is it 10.6? Yes. Negative 63 divided by 5, is it equal to that? Yes. Negative 73 divided by 5 is equal to that. Yes. And last one, negative 83 divided by 5 is equal to that. Yes. So that would be my right answer. All right, looks like I have one more. All right, so check if it's exponential first. So again, fractions, Miss Ainley is in parentheses. Negative 72 divided by 7. So that divided by this, divided by that, in parentheses, over 7, is that. Now multiplying, I'm saying if it's exponential, you multiply each one, it's going to give me the next one. So let me try that times this one. 72 over 7. Is that going to give me this one? Math, enter, enter. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's not exponential, so I'm going to check if it's linear. So this fraction in parentheses, subtract this fraction in parentheses. Math, enter, enter. Negative 40 over 7. So what I'm saying is if I add negative 40 over 7 each time, I'm going to just write it down in case I forget. Is it going to give me the next one? So let's see. So I'm going to start randomly over here. Plus this fraction over 7. Is that going to give me this one? No, it doesn't. So this one is quadratic. Why did my last question have to be quadratic? All right, which means I got to do every one of them. Okay, so I'm going to start again because this fraction thing just is confusing. So this one, divide by 7, minus this one. Math, enter, enter. Negative 40 over 7. Then this one, in parentheses, minus the one before it, in parentheses, math, enter, enter. Oh, okay, it's just negative 8. All right, then the next one. This one, in parentheses, minus that one, in parentheses, math, enter, enter. Negative 72 over 7. Okay, check the second differences. I'm gonna do one more actually. So this one, I'm on this one, right? So open fractions in parentheses, minus this one in parentheses. Math, enter, enter. Negative 88 over 7. Okay, now we're checking the second difference. So negative 8 minus this one, fraction in parentheses. Math, enter, enter. Negative 16 over 7. All right, now we're going to check this one. So we're saying if I do negative 8 minus 16 over 7, I should get the next one. So negative 8 minus, in parentheses, negative 16. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Negative 8, we're saying it should be negative 16 over 7. It should be this minus this gives me this. So negative 8 minus, in parentheses, 16 over 7. Does that give me 72? Math, enter, enter. Yes. If I do it again, in parentheses, 16 over 7. Does it give me math, enter, enter? That one? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is my second difference. So it's quadratic. To find the a, because it's y equals ax squared, find the a, all you have to do is divide that by 2. So it's, what is it, negative 16 divided by 7 over 7 divided by 2. Math, enter, enter. Negative 8 over 7 is my a. So negative 8 over 7 x squared. And look, this is my last question, so I'm definitely checking it. I hope it's my last question. All right, so again, in parentheses is every fraction, so negative 8 over 7 x squared, second table. I want to start off at 2, and again, this one is going to give it to you in decimals. So write down my decimals and check to see if they're the same. Okay, so I'm just going to copy down my decimals. So starting at the 2 one. is this one. So it's right here. So negative 4, 5, 7, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, so forth, blah, blah. Next one, negative 10.2857, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to check 3. Negative 18.2857, blah, blah, blah. All right, so second quit, and now we want to check negative 32 divided by 7. Is it going to give me this? Yes. Then negative 72 divided by 7. Is it going to give me this one? Yes. And then negative 128 divided by 7. Is it going to give me that? Yep. So that is correct. And let's hope this is Miss Ainley's last question. Oh my God, she has one more. All right. This is how y'all feel, huh? All right, one more question. All right, so let's check if it's exponential. 6 divided by 12. 0.5. So if I multiply everything by 0.5, do I get the next one? Okay, so 6 times 0.5. Yes, times 0.5. And we can do math enter enter to find that one. Yes, so everything is exponential, is by 0.5. So y equals ABX. So this is 0.5, which 0.5, by the way, I press enter, then I go math enter enter, is 1/2. So I don't know if IXL wants will take a decimal. So A is where x is equal to 0, which is 6. And this is Miss Ainley's last question. So 6 parentheses 1/2 raised to the power of x. And I am not taking any chances. I'm going to go y equals, I'm going to check that one. 6, open parentheses, 1 divided by 2 raised to the x power, second table. And I'm starting at negative 1. Negative 1 is 12, then 6, 3. Yeah, that's good. All right. And watch me get a 90. Yes. That's pretty much all you had to do.